Welcome back to RX Muscle's Iron Road to the Olympia 2019, brought to you by Chemical Warfare. I'm Dave Palumbo, back with Aaron Singerman for the 212 Olympia Predictions. Aaron, welcome back. And of course, the 212 division has a vacated title by our good friend Flex Lewis. Now, a lot of people have pegged Derek Lunsford as the heir apparent to this division. A lot of people speculated Hadi Choopan would come in and win this. Hadi is going to be doing the Open. They're only letting him do one division. Lunsford seems like he's the guy to beat. Talk to me about your top 6 predictions for the 212 division.
Yeah, Dave. So, I mean, I think that I think these guys are really, honestly, very fortunate that the Flex decided to end his career with the 212 because I look at the lineup and I just think that he would have just kept winning and winning and winning and winning, So it's good. I think it's also good for the sport that Flex decided to move to the Open because that's what's going to be really interesting. It's like he is, I look at the lineup and there's no one would have beat him. But at the top of my list is the guy who came second to him last year. And I know as Flex was getting ready to compete his final time in 212, he thought a lot of Derek Lunsford. He thought he has a lot of potential, great competitor. And I think Derek Lunsford will finish in first place this time. A lot of potential for this young guy. What is he, Dave? Like 25 or 26? Is he super young?
Yeah, he's definitely young. Yeah, he's probably maybe 27. I don't know, but he's certainly the youngest guy in the lineup.
Yeah, he's got a lot of potential. If he wins, and I do think he will, he's going to have years and years in front of him. I wonder if he'll end up moving to the Open one day also, just like Flex did. If you win 5 times, do you want to keep staying right there at 212? And it's funny because I look at the lineup, Dave, and a lot of the names that I always think about that I associate with 212 have moved on. You notice that?
Well, Jose retired, right?
A lot of guys.
Yeah.
I look at the names and it's like, for 4 or 5 years ago, they have a whole different group of guys now, with the exception of second place in my mind, Eduardo Correa.
Right, he's making the comeback. But Lunsford said to me in an interview I did with him, he felt that he could beat Flex. He would have liked to have Flex in this lineup. He felt that he was beatable. He felt that he could have beat him last year. That he miscalculated a little bit. Do you think that would have been a possibility?
I mean, anything's possible, but I think it would be like a 10% chance, maybe, of him beating him. He has to keep moving on up. If you want to talk about who had a shot, Hadi Choopan would have been much more interesting. And I think that if Hadi would have done the 212, then Derek would have had a really hard time with him. And that's not speaking ill of Derek. He's a new guy on the scene and he's a phenomenon. You know what I mean? But would he beat Flex, who has been doing this, successfully for a decade now? Yeah. No. I don't foresee that. Eduardo Correa is going to be interesting. He was one of my favorites back in the day when we were covering shows. I loved his physique. He was grainy, hard. He was the most ripped competitor. I remember the first time we saw him on stage, me and you were like shocked. I don't remember what show that was. It was Orlando or something. But it was like shocking to see how shredded he got in all the lines. And he's had some injuries since then. And some of those body parts that are like his triceps that are, and arms that are famous are not the same, right? Are not the same anymore. But I do believe with this lineup that he is going to, if he comes in that kind of condition, which I think he's working with Aceto, right? Yeah. So I imagine he'll come in, if he comes in his best, and I imagine he probably will, I think I do have him in second place. Okay. And then in third, Ashkenani. So, I've never been like a huge Ashkenani fan of his physique. Not that I dislike it or whatever, just his legs don't have a whole lot of lines. Certainly when you talk about the lines and the definition and separation of Eduardo Correa, you don't see that same thing in Ashkenani. It's a great upper body, huge back, a lot of really wow body parts, but I don't see that a lot of stuff going on in the legs.
Although Ashkenani did beat him in New York, right?
He did beat him in New York. But I'm still going to put Ashkenani in third. Kamal, I think, is a great talent. I've been watching him. I think I may have even talked to him about Redcon back in the day, because Middle East is a big growing area for Redcon. So we need more Middle East people. I believe I've spoken to him. Great physique, incredible talent. And then, honestly, Dave, from there, the next few guys, Yamagishi, Hidetada, is one of the guys that has been around forever. I mean, I remember when he was winning open shows, working with Rich Gaspari, which I think he still is, right?
Yeah, he's still representing the company. He's been there for 10 years, I think.
Yeah, forever. So he's been there a long time, and back in the day with this lineup, I might have said he would win. 5 years ago. But age catches up with everybody. Hidetada's got to be in his middle 40s, early middle 40s, right?
Probably, I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah. So I am putting him in 5th place, and Hide can always surprise you. If Hide is in his best shape ever, he could be higher up. If he's not 100% and he's a little off, he won't be in the top 6.
Yeah.
And then Sean Clarita. If Sean Clarita was 6 feet tall, he'd be Mr. Olympia.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he's a freak show. He's a freak show. I remember seeing him compete at 135 pounds and being blown away at how big he looked, right? Shredded and big. Now he's up to 165 or something.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy. And he's beating winning shows. So, he is a testament to sticking around and kicking ass and working hard. So I have him in 6th place, which could potentially, because he's going to be in shape and he's going to impress people. So I could see him even higher. Who was the guy? I'm trying to remember, Dave, the very short guy, Marvin Ward.
Marvelous Marvin Ward. Yeah, he was great.
He was Marvin Ward, Mr. Personality himself.
You remember when I helped him that year for New York Pro? He was 3rd place. He's did 4'11",
Yeah, he was so happy. He didn't know anything. He was like the nicest guy, and he literally be like, Dave, why can't I have honey on my
He was clueless, yeah.
And he'd be like, well, I can drink milk, right? Like, no, there's no milk on the diet.
Yeah, he was like a pocket Lee Haiti, He was crazy symmetry.
Crazy genetics, because he didn't know what he was doing and was looking like that.
Now, I agree with you. I think Lunsford will win this. I don't think there's anyone there to beat him at this point. I think Hadi Choopan would have been the only guy who could knock him off. Although I think Kamal Elgargni is going to push him. Remember, they were 2nd and 3rd at last year's Olympia. Kamal won the Arnold that last year. They held it. And I think Kamal is going to... I've seen pictures of him that Aceto have sent me, and I think that Lunsford is going to get pushed by Kamal. I think what's going to lose it for Kamal is at his age. I think he's in his old... He's in his... I guess upper 40s. I think that Lunsford's skin and just that fresh look that he brings to the stage, assuming he doesn't over diet, and he brings in the look that I think that he's capable of, that we've been seeing on Instagram. I don't think that Kamal could beat that, but I think Kamal will be a very close second. I think those two will be far and away probably last call out together. I don't think we're going to see anyone even close to those guys. Having said that, Ashkenani has all the tools to be up there. I have him 3rd. But I've yet to see Ashkenani in the best shape of his life. Maybe the first show he did, where he really impressed all of us, he was in the best shape of his life. And it wasn't the one where he placed 2nd at the Olympia, because that was, I felt, a controversial call too. So for some reason, Ashkenani has a tough time nailing his conditioning. He certainly was not in the best shape. Actually, I thought he was in terrible shape in New York when he won. And that was a pretty bad call in my mind. But I think that I've seen some pictures of him online. I think we're going to see a good Ashkenani in Vegas, because he knows the Olympia title is vacant and it's open for the grabbing. I think we'll see probably the best version of him that we have seen. And you know what? He might surprise a lot of us. He might even be higher than we think. I just think his legs are lacking a little bit, and that's going to hurt him. Even if they're shredded, they're going to be a little smaller. He's got that terrific upper body. He might have the best back in the entire 212 division. So I got him 3rd. 4th place, I got Sean Clarita. 10 more pounds on Sean Clarita, he's the champ of the 212. He's the most dangerous guy in the lineup. He's got the best symmetry. He has the best conditioning. He has the best flow to his body. Once again, he's just giving up size to these guys. And the size he's giving up is 40 pounds. That's a lot of size. Maybe he's a little bigger this year. Maybe he's only giving up 35 pounds. But I think at the end of the day, the bigger guys usually win. But he is the most dangerous guy in this lineup, so I have him a solid 4th. Now, 5th place, I forgot about Eduardo Correa, to be honest, when I made these picks and I sent Sid the graphic. I probably have Correa and Hide battling it out for 5th place here. Hide really impressed me this year when he made that, when did he win again? He won in, I can't even remember what show he won. I interviewed him right after, and I thought it was the best Hide we'd seen in a long time. Good move to come down. I thought he brought the old Hide conditioning. He's a great poser. He hits some really cool, interesting, twisting back shots. I think he's going to be very dangerous in this lineup. I think him and Eduardo will battle it out. The Eduardo of old would have won this show. I don't think that Eduardo is the same Eduardo. His conditioning is, but he's got some, he's got damaged body parts like most of us do when we hit, our 40s. And I think it's going to be hard for him to crack that top 3 here, unless some of these other guys are way off. And then, of course, I have David Henry, who's a former 202 Olympia champ. This guy is always right in there. His legs are not as good as his upper body, but when he's on and he's conditioned, he's very difficult to beat. So my top 6 is Lunsford, Kamal Elgargni, Ahmad Ashkenani, Sean Clarita, Hide Yamagishi, and of course David Henry. And that's the rundown of the 212s. Once again, at the end of this weekend, Aaron, we will be crowning a new 212 Olympia champ, so that is exciting.
Yeah, that's really exciting. I love all the changes. That's something that we needed more in bodybuilding. So it's a really great year for the changing, because it's all going to be different. You're going to have a new 212 champ, a new open champ, and I think a new Mr. Olympia Classic Physique champ, which we're going to talk about soon.
Yeah,
right?
we're going to get to that video next. So let's wrap this up for now. Thank you, Aaron Singerman. I'm Dave Palumbo with RX Muscles Iron Road to the Olympia 2019, brought to you by Chemical Warfare. We'll see you next time.